Dome of Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the NBA. So y'all check this out. Dude who got with me about Formula One and Lewis Hamilton a few days ago. I think Darkwater 24. I don't normally answer stuff like that. I'm gonna get to you about that Formula One and Lewis Hamilton with the seven titles. And when he was about to get that eighth title, how they cheated him on those last couple of laps. I'm with you on that. Been following Formula One for a while. If you're checking this out right here, yeah, I'm talking. I go way back. My favorite drivers besides Lewis Hamilton, before him, were Juan Pablo Montoya and Jacques Villeneuve. But knowing some of the history back, when Ferrari and Michael Schumacher had his seven titles, and they were doing some things, letting the Eddie Irvines didn't get a chance to win, the Rubens Barrichellos or the Felipe Massas of the world, who they wouldn't let as a second driver even win races and stuff like that. I know all that. I'll get back to you on that. But right now we're gonna slip to the NBA. Right, I'm elated right now with the NBA and surprised. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has won the MVP, and I want to just say a few words about it before I start watching programs about other people's opinions. My opinion, I want to put out there. You guys know I'm a little cynical when it comes to New Russia. I watch the NFL MVP race, and I watched it go to Josh Allen, and I watched how everybody just threw everything over, just came up with reasons to give it to Josh Allen. I wasn't really happy about that because I thought that the season that Lamar Jackson had with, you're talking about this percentage of quarterback percentage and stuff, quarterback rating, the top four in the history, passer rating. When you're talking passer rating top four, and your team is winning in a hard division, right, has a winning record in a hard division, and you have the head-to-head versus Josh Allen, and you rushed for over 900 yards, that's pretty legendary. And then the one that just stopped me totally, to have over 40 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, all 4 not even your fault. Do you understand what I'm saying? All 4 were not his fault, because you can argue from 3 of them for sure. One was where he threw the pass pattern where the guy was supposed to be and the guy didn't get there. Whatever, we can give him that one. But to throw that many touchdowns and don't have any of your fault is ridiculous. And then the run for over 900 yards, that was supposed to be his MVP, period. And Josh had a pretty good season himself, but it was, we looking for reasons to give it to him, and we now, all those touchdowns that all of a sudden running touchdowns mattered, and a whole heap of those were tush pushes, which we're all thinking about right now, limiting the teams to tush pushes in the game or even banning tush pushes. So, because Philadelphia seems to be, successful with them, but most of his were tush pushes, not just really, awesome runs from 10 yards out and stuff. All that was within 5 yards or less, or even. So I'm just saying, not trying to diminish Josh. Josh threw down too. He had a pretty good season, but it wasn't on Lamar Jackson's level. And the wins that he had more than Lamar Jackson in that division didn't justify him getting that. So I'm going back to the NBA, and I'm thinking, okay, now, yes, Jokic had a legendary season. Yes, he did. No, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored a whole heap of more points on a team that won about 15 more games in a hard-ass conference, and his team wasn't better on paper when the season started. Now, towards the end of the season, we're going to start saying, well, he has him, he has him, he has him. That wasn't what we were saying at the beginning of the season, with a starting lineup of Dort, which people probably don't even recognize Dort. But, yeah, he can play some defense. Yeah, he can. Jalen Williams, pretty good Robin, but is he all-star level? We can debate on that. You know what I'm saying? So you got a Hartenstein in the starting lineup. You know what I mean? Now my tall man, I can't get his name right now. The awesome guy that's good, really, I really like him, but I can't think of his name right now. They got a pretty good lineup, but it's just not categorically better than Denver's. Do you understand? It's definitely not categorically better than Denver's. They don't have a Robin that's better than a Jamal Murray. Michael Porter Jr., where we thinking he's got a trajectory going upside, And the baddest dude, my man, I can't think of his name right now. The guy on the four position, Gordon, Aaron Gordon, is for me the Robin in the team. That boy can play defense and do everything needed. Now his 3 point shot is ridiculous now. That team is awesome, right? And Brown is the Dort on that team, but Brown got a little bit more offense, right? And in the transition, is the top transition player in the whole league. So no, this was Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's award, and he's the better defender, on man defender for sure. Jokic is, I've got to give Jokic this though, because he's like my man Hakeem Olajuwon, where he's in steals. He was in the top 3 or 4 in steals. It's not the Olajuwon steals where I'm, one on one, I'm stealing from you when you try to face up on me and try to go past me, your ball getting stolen. It's not that. Jokic is just smart, right? But he's not moving those puppies. You would like when you get a switch on Jokic, switch, and Jokic got to stick a 2 or 3 and maybe even a 4 on the perimeter somewhere, he's getting blown by, right? That's not happening to anything on Shai Gilgeous, right? And Shai Gilgeous is considered a good defender. So therefore, and me personally, like two-way players because they should all be actually two-way players. I ain't gonna even hate. I wasn't one. I'm the dude just gonna let you go to your weak side, let you get past me, and then poke the ball away. That was my little thing. I wasn't taking the charge if it wasn't the fourth quarter. So I ain't gonna even act like I was the best defender in the world. But I was just a smart. It's when it's crunch time, then I step it up, sort of like Westbrook does. But at the end of the day, Shai Gilgeous is the best defender, better defender, and he was deserving of the award with seeing as what that team has done. Now, I'm happy about that. It's good for the NBA. It's good for going forward. A young player who's being acknowledged for what he done, what he was able to take that team to achieve. So in Jokic, like another one. Here's another thing, voter fatigue, right? Which we kept hearing, which I wasn't down with because it's like, if you're fatigued from voting, then get out of, you don't have to vote no more. Then get replaced, right? The guy who deserves it should win it, period. Voter fatigue is just a silly thing. And I just thought that Lamar should have won it. And Shai Gilgeous should have won this one as well. And it's no slight to Jokic or definitely not Josh Allen, but Jokic, I can watch him all day because at the end of the day, he's a guy who has different type of highlights. He's a smart player. And being a coach and trainer, I like those smart players because those are where you can learn things from. And it's not all about athleticism, it's about smarts. And Jokic is a guy, an ambassador for smart basketball, right? Now, I ain't gonna get on Jokic, but I'm just saying, when it comes to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, now we all of a sudden starting to see people who get fouled, right? Jokic and the likes have played against a lot of people from that area of the world. The former Yugoslavia area, Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, that kind of thing. These are not the fastest players in the world. They can all shoot and they can all play. But when they go around you, you're getting hooked. It's a matter if the referee gonna call it or not. You're getting hooked. They're going to hook and chicken wing you or just straight up hold you when they go past you. Bottom line is if the referee's gonna do something or not. I watch Jokic do that all the time. All the time. They're gonna have to probably do something about that. Man, 7'2", about 270 pounds. You don't want no, just do your thing, Jokic. But don't hook. But this is something, if the NBA ain't calling it, you're gonna do. There's a lot of players in the NBA that don't like to watch. James Harden was the leader of those who run around looking for fouls. Brunson does it too. And if it's Shai Gilgeous is one, it doesn't bother me yet. But if he starts it, I won't like that either. It's enough foul calling. It's hard enough for the defenders to even play in the league that they've created where it's all offense for you people to be running around just looking to get fouled and fall down. I'm not down with that no matter who does it. But I don't want people to start seeing it now because Shai seems to be doing it. No, because this has been going on and Shai is not even one of the top 8 that does it that awesome. Right now, it's just the limelight is on him because he's awesome. One thing before I sign off, another thing that's positive, why it's good that Shai won this. Because it's not all threes. This is mid-range smoothness. You know what I'm saying? This is not all athleticism either. It's the smoothness. It's bring back the mid-range, bring back the other type of offense, right? Going left, going right, handling your business. And if I have to hit a three, I will, but that ain't what my game is all about. That's just good that it's like that too. You know what I mean? So I'm going to sign off here. Congratulations, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA, baby, all day. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm about to hear y'all.